Welcome, everyone. Let's get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and by my side, Greg Anthony and Brent Barrett. And from the sideline, David Aldridge. DA, take it away.
Well, thank you, Kevin. Now, there were skeptics when the Suns picked Cam Johnson 11th in the 2019 draft. They said he was one-dimensional, but he's shown himself to be a versatile defender. Coach Monty Williams said, one thing he doesn't get credit for is his ability to finish. Whether it's a dunk or a layup, he can play fast and under control. Kevin, back to you.
David, thank you. Now, the opening lineup for the New Orleans Pelicans. Running on the wing, they'll have Jones and Ingram. Up front, it's Williamson at the 4 and Valanciunas at the 5. And it's McCollum in at the point guard position. And for the Suns, Paul and Booker, the talented backcourt pair. The small and power forwards are Bridges and Johnson. And it's Ayton in at the center, filling out the middle. And Brent, finally it's here, the first game of the season. These players, like us, look like they were itching to get this game underway.
Oh, man, all the preparation, the training camp, the taping, the icing, the stretching, the coaching. Let's get it going. Guys are ready to start this long marathon, and we'll see who can come out on top.
Now here's Booker. Back to Ayton. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Jones against Booker. Jones, the pass to McCollum. Pass to Williamson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From downtown, a fresh 14 for New Orleans. Valanciunas, good.
It's so hard to move a mountain, trust me. Major damage on the boards being done by Valanciunas.
Paul passes to Johnson. Ayton inside. Valanciunas is there. And yes, it's good.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Yeah, APB sent out to try to find out where the defense is. Inexcusable.
Here's McCollum following the basket by Chris Paul from past the arc. Again, McCollum missing.
Well, many thought the Suns would let Ayton walk as a restricted free agent, but they had no hesitation matching the offer to bring him back. It looks like he'll be a Sun for the foreseeable future.
And Devin Booker, a scoring threat when he gets off of the bus. This time doing it at the mid-range.
McCollum kicks to Ingram. Shoots over Bridges, and that one hits back iron. Paul outside. Pass to Booker. Valanciunas against Ayton. Paul passes to Ayton. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Well, you play pick and roll offense, you've got the perfect point guard in Paul. That's a lot of P's.
And that outstanding drive and finish brought to you by Mobile One.
And you gotta love the aggression that he had, taking it to the rim there. Sets the tone in a close game like this one.
Now here's Williamson. He had 25 points last game. Another shot. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
And Zion, he's just got to do whatever it takes to stay healthy, because when this guy is on the floor, he's a difference maker.
And as incredible as Zion Williamson has been and is, the big problem, Greg, is keeping him ready to play. His health.
And there have been all sorts of opinions chiming in on whether he can play at a high weight. But the bottom line is something needs to happen to keep him healthy. He's lost too much time early in his career.
And he knocks down the first one.
And, guys, things are looking up in New Orleans. The extension for Zion Williamson reflecting his commitment to this young core. And with the 8th pick in Dyson Daniels, the Pels added to their bevy of young wing defenders. They're building a team to contend.
Catching up on the changes for Phoenix. Sharch checked in for 8. Torrey Craig comes in for Mikal Bridges. Okogie's checked in for Booker, and it's Payne in for Chris Paul. 2022 is an anxious year for Zion Williamson fans, waiting for his return.
It's just not easy when your superstar gets hurt. And because you want them back, as soon as possible, but you also don't want to rush the healing process. And fans really had to be patient, waiting for Zion to come back. They've got a big year ahead of him.
So here's Murphy. After the basket by Dario Saric. Now the pass to Alvarado. Now here's Hayes. Not a lot of room. Three-pointer, Daniels. It's hauled in by the Suns. 46 seconds left in the first quarter. Passes it to Payne. Johnson outside. Misses the three. Pelicans trail by 4. It's stolen by Saric. Pass to Payne. Here's Okogie. Fires the three. The shot misses. Now Daniels. Floats it up for Williamson. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Well, I like it when he goes vertical, but I like it when he stays there. How about Zion getting up?
Now here's Payne. Over Alvarado. No good on the last second attempt there. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Suns lead by 2. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And from what we've seen, guys, from Phoenix, what do you guys see?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Just a great job, really, of making the game ugly, trying to muck it up a little bit out there.
The Pelicans trail. Setting the floor now for the Pelicans. McCollum and Jones are their guards. Hands out there with Jonas Valanciunas, and it's Ingram in at the 3 spot. The shot's good from Nance.
You got to do better than that on Larry Nance Jr. Outstanding at keeping his balance, even after getting hit.
Ayton sets the pick for Paul. Kicks it out to Johnson. Oh, good on the triple. And it's Jones with the ball for New Orleans. Following this one, they get to host the Mavericks. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, D.A.?
Thanks, Kevin. It is hard to forget the crazy draft night for Bridges in 2018. Drafted 10th by his hometown Sixers, his mom was an employee with the team. But he was traded an hour later to Phoenix. He says it was tough, but once I came here, I loved it. The group of guys we had, I knew I wanted to be here. And they are sure glad they got him, Kevin.
They are indeed, no doubt. D.A., thank you.
It is amazing how good a three-point shooter Jonas Valanciunas has become.
Well, he didn't attempt a 3 in his first 5 years in the NBA, and now he's shooting a ton of them. So he's got great feel, great touch, and it's done a lot to round out his game.
Al Paul, after Brandon Ingram missing on that last three-pointer. Bridges finds Ayton. Booker in the corner. And the 3 off target.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Valanciunas dishes to Ingram. Shot clock at 6. Valanciunas with a screen on Bridges. Ingram. And the Pelicans miss again.
His touch from mid-range, that's almost always good. That won't shake his confidence.
Booker looking around. Here's Paul. Sweet little floater. Paul's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Booker's all-around game is really coming together. Nice play there.
Ball against McCollum. Outside, Jones. Right wing. Tries it from 9. McCollum, no good.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Booker up top, defended by Jones. Ayton sets the pick for Bridges. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's on Jonas Valanciunas.
Well, it was such a feel-good moment, at least for a little while. Mikal Bridges grew up in Philly, obviously played his college ball there, and his mom was working for the 76ers at the time, so it just felt right as the 10th overall pick in the 2018 draft for him to be a 76er.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. Mikal's time in Philly was very short, Brent. Bridges traded to Phoenix on draft night.
Well, that was a bit of a shocker. I mean, all the talk about being the hometown hero, and then all of a sudden he's on his way to the desert heading towards Phoenix. But you look at Mikal's career, he's been awesome for the Suns. I mean, what development as a 3-and-D player, making the finals, signing a big extension, such a huge part of the Phoenix Suns franchise and their future.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
51 seconds left to play in the first half. Daniels, no good. Suns leading by 4. Payne looking around. Here's Craig. Off target with his 3. And the action on hold as it appears there's been an injury. Yep, he's definitely in a bad way out there right now. Tough to see.
And this would be a terrible blow. Hopefully it's less serious than it looks.
Well, looking at his face right there, you can tell he's in a lot of pain, and there's a lot of trepidation right now on that team's sideline.
The Pelicans making a switch here. Alvarado's checked in. Shamit's checked in for Phoenix. Pelicans trail by 4. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Here's Alvarado. The basket is good off the assist from Graham.
And Devontae Graham saw that play early. Nice job setting up his teammate.
Here's Payne. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Out to Lee, launches a 3, and he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. The Suns on top, up by 2. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter.
Hey everybody, halftime is upon us, and a battle is also upon us. Not Kenny and Shaq this time, thankfully, but 2 outstanding players through the first half.
2 guys clearly battling for the spot, both putting on a show. You just hope it doesn't become an all-hero ball.
Yeah, it's the scoreboard that decides the real winner in the end. That's pretty profound on my part, don't you think?
Yes, it does.
Looking now at our featured game this evening, the Phoenix Suns have a close one on their hands.
Everything going their way on the offensive end. Their stars are beasting, Shaq. Beasting, and I know you had a couple nights like that yourself.
I was on every night. Ernie, can you believe this guy?
No, I think he makes a very valid point.
No, remember 1995, Shaq?
Yeah, I remember that night.
Kareem Olajuwon.
Oh, okay, Kenny. Yeah, Kenny, you won one series, but you have 2 and I have 4. So there's 2 more than you and 4 more than Ernie. So both of you, shut it up.
That is more than enough of us. Let's send you back to the game. Kevin Harlan and crew with the second half.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. And different games, different officials. Something that might be called a foul in one game, Greg, may not be called in the next. As a player, how do you adjust to that?
That's a great question, and that's part of being a veteran. I learned early on, you actually scout officials the same way you scout the players. They have tendencies as well.
Okay, time now for an injury report.
Hey guys, I got an update from the head athletic trainer of the Pelicans. He said he has a dislocated kneecap, which is incredibly painful to say the least. This is not how they wanted to begin the season, and it'll be interesting to see how much this hurts them. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Guys, the only thing you can wish for is that the prognosis isn't quite as bad as they're making it out to be.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Was really hoping for better news than that, but that does not sound encouraging.
Well, we always think about when players go down, how terrible a blow it can be for the team. We wish him well and hope he's on the floor quickly.
The small and power forwards are Bridges and Johnson. Ball and Booker, the talented backcourt pair. And it's Ayton in at center. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Suns. Getting the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Last season, we know the Pelicans made that trade to bring in C.J. McCollum. He says, I think it's a match made in heaven. I'm happy to be here. The cool part is that I haven't had to make any real adjustments. The way I play is the right way. Kevin, back to you.
Well, and he's completely changing teams mid-season. Tough thing to do, but he is a veteran that can certainly handle it. Ball in his hands. Good things usually happen. Hey, David, thank you for that story.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. Steady as can be. Talk more, Brent, about what Jonas Valanciunas means to the game.
Truly the definition of consistency. Jonas Valanciunas averaging double-digit scoring for 11 straight seasons and a double-double the last 4. That's the epitome of a guy who does the dirty work and produces.
And he's good on the second.
There are ways to get a guy like Jonas Valanciunas to be aggressive in the game. You got to feed the big man, so get him the ball earlier, get it to him often.
Now here's Booker over Jones. Here's Ayton, and Ayton throws it down.
And his eyes got wide once he got the ball inside. You just know what he's going to do with the basketball.
Bridges against Ingram. Shoots from 14. And again, New Orleans has no luck.
You talk about things at halftime, and then you come out and you go 0 for 3. I'm sure that wasn't up on the board.
Bridges kicks to Booker. Ayton sets the pick for Booker. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Pass to Williamson. And Williamson throws it down.
Well, really good ball movement on the entire possession, and then CJ getting slick.
And so Booker will bring it up for Phoenix. Since the second half started, they've only given up 3 points. And the pass to Paul. Ayton a screen on McCollum. Paul kicks to Johnson. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Well, defensively, they've been flat in this second half. A very different type of team than we saw in the first.
Now here's McCollum. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Ingram with it. Now guarded by Ayton. And it's Ingram missing.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, he's got to move on, forget about this sequence here, and try to find a way to get on the board. If you told me this was the kind of game he was going to have, I would not have expected them to be in front right now.
To the middle and taken away by Johnson. Booker the pass to Ayton. And Ayton throws it down.
The big guy going up and trying to rip that rim off.
Pelicans trail by 10. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. McCollum with the ball. Williamson is screen on Paul. McCollum passes to Williamson.
Yeah, so fun to watch him get fancy on any finish. Zion again to the rack.
Here's Booker. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
First personal foul. First team foul.
For Phoenix, they have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
And when you look at their numbers from a season ago, 80% as a unit, that's something you'll be happy with.
The first one falls.
And Booker just one of these guys who's calculating on the offensive end. He's trying to figure out what defenses are doing. He's always working hard to find shots, and he's going to influence the game with the way he can produce.
That misses, so he splits the free throws. And so it's the Phoenix Suns ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. We've got more in store for you right after this. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
That's what great passing will do for you right there, dissecting the defense with that play.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Setting the floor now for the Pelicans. He's out there with Larry Nance. Then there's Devontae Graham. And it's Murphy in at the small forward position. Takes it inside. Payne can't hit. Pelicans trail by 9. And here's Murphy. Hayes the pass to Graham. And a miss there on the triple. The Suns shooting well. They're at 45%. Now here's Payne. Graham defending. Now Payne. Down low. Saric. Here's Craig. Takes it off the glass. Craig's got the lead up to 11 now for the Suns.
You don't want to ever give up points on the boards. That's the lesson for the team there. That's a hustle play to save points.
A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. And it's Graham missing. Phoenix leading by 11. Now, here's Shamet. Wow, came this close to a 4-point play. He'll head to the line for 3 free throws.
First team foul.
Landry Shamet, one of those guys continuing to hone his skills, trying to become more of an impactful player in the two-way format, both on defense and with that shooting ability.
That free throw good from Shamet. And the Suns here with a different look. DeAndre Ayton's checked in for Saric. Johnson comes in for Torrey Craig. Bridges, he's checked in for Lee. And Paul's subbed in for Payne. Good on the second free throw. Now, Greg, a disappointing ending to the playoffs last season, certainly for the Phoenix Suns.
Well, came in the top seed in their conference only to make a second-round exit after a grueling Game 7. So this season might be revenge time for this group.
And he can't make it. 3 for 3.
Well, there's been some interesting moves in the Bayou, and this team has set up a roster that I think has some great potential. There's a lot of talent, a lot of interesting players that are on this roster, and I'm excited for their future.
Yep, it goes in, and the Suns' lead is cut down now to just 11 on the bucket from Hayes. And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for the Suns. Johnson sets the screen for Paul. Bridges finds Ayton over Valanciunas, and it's Ayton missing. You definitely saw New Orleans making calculated moves, Brent, in the draft.
Yeah, there's some perfect fits alongside what a healthy Zion Williamson will bring to the court. And so if he's in there making that impact, there's a lot of complementary skill sets on this roster that will elevate them to being much more competitive sooner than you think.
Okogie's checked in for Landry Shamet. Williamson is checked in for the Pelicans. And the shot is good. 10 points for DeAndre Ayton.
Chris Paul came into the league playing unselfish, continues to do so. What a dime.
Oh, what an impressive dribble drive. That replay brought to you by Mobile One.
And the awareness of his footwork and body on that drive. Wow.
Now here's McCollum. Over Paul. And with that shot, the Suns' lead is cut down to 11 on the bucket from McCollum.
One of the more skilled offensive players that is on the floor here tonight. Not an easy fella to hold in check.
We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Paul passes to Ayton, and Ayton throws it down.
DeAndre Ayton dangerous in the pick and roll just because as a big he can get off of that screen so easily.
Here's McCollum. Valanciunas with a screen on Paul. And here's McCollum for 3. And Paul pulls it down. Passes it to Bridges. Over Ingram. Bridges misses. Pelicans trail by 13.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for Phoenix.
I think the attitude was very impressive. Definitely a competitive game, and they fought through it each step of the way.
Absolutely. They put on a tremendous performance in terms of the effort and intensity. This was a well-deserved win.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And, you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for DeAndre Ayton.
He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
Here's McCollum following the basket by DeAndre Ayton. And it's McCollum off the drive. Can't connect from short range. McCollum against Paul. So it's the Suns winning easily here. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Chris, big win tonight. What do you think was the biggest factor?
I mean, I don't know. You know, it was just our defense. You know, obviously our offense fed off of it. Guys made open shots, but I think we really locked down defensively, and that's what we're trying to make sure is that we're a defensive team every night.
Well, you were a defensive team tonight, Chris. Thanks for your time. Kevin?
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it for the first game of the NBA season. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And now, we present the New Balance Player of the Game, DeAndre Ayton.